Hello and welcome back to unemployment. Today marks the 1 week mark, unemployment day 7. Wow, living the life, 1 whole week of unemployment and enjoying every second of it. So today wasn't too much of a, I've not got too much to show today, but I started off by developing my own testing thing for this to-do list. So there's loads of different ways to do testing. If I go to here, I was looking at this website here, and they have a testing section, and you can basically Go has this own built-in package where you can. I think it probably tells you here. Yeah, there's a testing package which provides tools for unit tests and stuff. And basically, when you do a test, it does this. It runs through all the tests, da, 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 and then it passes all of them or fails all of them with the reason why it failed, which is cool. So I haven't written too many just because I know it works. So I basically physically tested it, but what you're meant to do is you're meant to, go through all of the different possible things. Um, and it's like as you add more features, you keep testing more because, you know, as you add more features, you test everything with more features, and then you just m- make it good overall. You know. So here's our first test here. Literally, what you do is you define the name of the test, but it has to be a capital T-E-S-T or capital T-E-S-T, and then the name of the test doesn't really matter. Um, and then it has this built-in thing. I don't really know what this does, but it's literally its own built-in thing. So you use this to display the error message of the test. So if we want to test the adding of the to-do list, you make a new list, write down a task. Whoa, you write down a task, and then you add it, and then you check if the first thing in this list is the same as, or if it's the same, or if it's not the same as the task that you've put in, then that's bad because you've made a new list and you want to put a task in, so they want to be the same. So if they're not the same, then you raise an error with this t object or this t parameter, right? And then you say the thing. To be fair, you could do that instead, right? So yeah, and then if there's no error, obviously it just passes. And then we have this next one. So for complete, you make a new list. I add a task, which is fine. And then you can add the same error checker for task here. You first check to see if the task is done already by looking at this parameter, which is a boolean. Yeah, well, it tells you right there. That's interesting. So if it is done, it shouldn't be because you just made it. Oh my god, then it makes an error. Um, and then you try to complete it, and then you check if it's not done, because if it's not done after you completed it, then that's also wrong, right? So task should be completed. So if I go to my thing, actually don't want to show anything, don't want to leak the tests working. So this is just the thing for it, and then you run it, test add, passes in 0.00 seconds, perfect, and then test complete, run it, pass it, works. So that's cool. I do like it. You just got to do your own checks and then raise any errors when it comes up. So yeah, and then the other thing that I did today was looking at this really useful website. Honestly, it's called Exorcism, and it has loads of programming languages here. Let's just have a look. So 77 languages for you to master, become fluent in your chosen language. Yep. And then I could just scroll for a bit. Like I've not really heard of any of these. Oh yeah, Bash, C, C Sharp, C++, loads. You know, has like SQL and stuff. Vim, yeah, SQL Lite. What did this say? Yeah, iLua. Does that have ordinary Lua? Yeah, I think it's got everything. And then obviously there's the Go one. And I'm in practice mode right now, which is where you go through different exercises. So if I go on this one, you can see I've completed 7, in progress of 1. There's 133 available. So all of the ones with these light bulb symbols means the ones that you learn concepts, and the rest of them, if I scroll down, have difficulty like LeetCode. So um, this one it says learn about handling appointments in a beauty salon. So or it learns about time. So I go in here, look at editor, and then it tells you about a new concept that it wants you to learn. So this one is about time, and then it gives you instructions. So if I go down to instructions, task one, implement the schedule function, this one, to pass a textual representation of employment time to the corresponding format, and then it should return this into the corresponding time format, yeah, which is cool. And I've been doing a few of them. The only reason I've been doing them, but I wish it didn't say this because now I haven't actually started it, but that's okay. Because I will do it next probably. But I was just keeping these videos short because when they're too long, I said this in yesterday's, but it takes so long to export, and it's just so hot in my room. So I'm just gonna talk about what I'm gonna do, and then if I've got something to show, then obviously I'll show it. But for stuff like this, like I'm just gonna do this anyway, and I have stuff to show it in this website. But if I go to one that I've completed, like I just did this one, Blackjack, and the whole point of this is to you have to read in a card and then you return the value, and then you've got to make a strategy using this strategy here, which doesn't really matter, but it just says, if you have a pair of aces, then split them. And yeah, I don't know what this means. Yeah, this is just my final version, I guess. And I learned with switches, so you could have a switch with I don't know what you call this in switching, but like a parameter that you're switching through. So this checks the different types of values in this card value. So you can list them. So if it's this or this or this or this, then do this. And I was using the OR pipe thingamajig, but I just found out that commas do it for you. And then there's this one where you need to return your turn, and you can do I think it's called a naked switch, where you don't have a value passed into the switch. You can just check. It's basically just a different way of writing an if statement, because this would be like if this, if else, if nested if else, nested if, right? So yeah, that's the plan. Just gonna keep going on this. Try to get all of the learning ones done, and then do the fun ones. I started this one the other day because I was learning about pointers in that video. And how much did I get done for it? Yeah, quite a lot of it. I just haven't done the last one, yeah. This one's quite confusing because it's with pointers, yeah, and it's pointers in between, in between functions and stuff. So yeah, you've got to like do some funky business. But yeah, it's cool. I like it. And I'm also just slowly chipping away at what's this? Slowly chipping away at that to do thing still, adding a few more features, but I haven't really done too much of that today, so I'm just going to leave this here. I think I haven't really got much else. I'm just going to crack on with this. Probably cool. Shit, man. Yeah, first week done. I think I kind of slowed down for the weekend, but I'm happy to get back onto it for the rest of the weekdays. What's the goal for the next week? Hey, let's say, yeah, I'm definitely understand all the basic concepts, but I definitely can master them. So that'll definitely be a good goal for the next week. I don't know if that's too ambitious or what. Like, I'm just saying basic concepts and then move on to the more advanced ones later, obviously. Anything else? Maybe start something else new. I wanted to make this weather app just in the command line where you just say like, weather tomorrow, weather later, and then it tells you the weather at night, because sometimes I want to know what the weather is at night. Oh my god. Because sometimes I want to know what the weather is at night, because if it's too hot, I just get uncomfortable and stuff. Doesn't really matter. And then, pollen, humidity, stuff like that, because that's useful with like hay fever and stuff. Anyway, that's the goals. Yeah, be ready for week 2 of unemployment. We're still going strong. Yeah, thank you for coming for a very quick 10-minute chat for day 7. See you tomorrow.